your gut is not just a food tube that you can just throw things down. It is a massive part of your immune system, a regulatory of inflammation and what's going on in the body. Usually, the cool thing about your gut is it actually has nerve endings up through your spinal cord, through your central nervous system that is constantly feeding your brain. So it's a controller of mood and mental health. It is a key player in hormone balances, and it's the foundation of long-term health. So if you wouldn't your car for years without an oil change, why would you expect your gut to function without a reset?
Welcome to Health Decoded, your number one source for real health information, with your hosts, Dr. Alessi and Matt Tack.
Welcome back to Health Decoded with your host, Matt Tack. And today's episode is going to be another solo one, but this topic is something I feel incredibly strong about. If there's one thing most people completely overlooks when it comes to your health, it's detoxing the gut. We spend so much time talking about workouts, supplements, hormones, peptides, biohacking, but very few people ever stop and ask, have I actually given my gut a chance to rest, reset, and heal? And honestly, the answer for most people is no. And today I want to talk about why an annual detox is your lifeline, and ideally 2 times a year, but an annual one for sure, how your gut gets overwhelmed throughout the year, and why extreme detoxes and water fast only are not the answer, and how we can do this safely, effectively with our Detox 360 program at Ascend Functional Health. So this episode isn't about punishment. It's about recovery. So again, let's decode it. The gut, the most abused organ in the body. And let me start with the simple truth here. Your gut is one of the hardest working and most abused systems in your body. Think about this. The average American eats roughly about 1,800 to 2,000 pounds of food every year. That's nearly a ton of food every single year. Literally a ton, no pun there. Now add this in. The average American has roughly about 1 bowel movement per day on average. So year after year, decade after decade, every single day, you are adding unhealthy and healthy foods to your body. So feeding good and good and bad gut bacteria. So naturally, there's microbiomes entering your body and exiting your body on a daily basis. So introducing chemicals, preservatives, alcohol, sugar, stress hormones, medications, and toxins. And guess what? That all compounds. Yet most people never pause long enough to say, maybe my gut needs a break. So why don't most people ever detox? Question is, you should. But the answer to that question is you should. But here's the problem. Most people associate detox with insane water fast only, starving themselves to death, feeling miserable, or doing something that is super extreme that's just absolutely not sustainable. And I'll say this very clearly. You do not need to nearly kill yourself to heal your gut. In fact, extreme detoxes often stress the body more, raise your cortisol levels, and make gut healing harder and definitely not easier. So what the gut actually needs is reduced inflammatory input, meaning just a rest, a break, targeted nutritional support, and then time to repair the gut lining, rebalancing of that gut microbiome, and then just overall consistency. That's really it. And healing doesn't require suffering. It requires a good amount of strategy and discipline. So let me talk about why an annual or biannual detox is essential. So ideally, detoxing should be done at least once a year, and even better, twice a year. We typically recommend once at the beginning of the year, and then right before the holidays is actually a great time to detox. Why? Because detoxing allows the body to just reduce that systemic inflammation and reset the gut microbiome. It also improves the nutrient absorption. So if you're taking supplements and you don't take that time to rest, you don't get that micronutrient delivery to the rest of your body. It also supports liver detox pathways, and then it calms your immune overreaction. Oftentimes you get a cold, and sometimes it doesn't need to be that bad if you take time to reset the gut microbiome and then restore the gut integrity and that gut lining overall. So most people don't feel off. They honestly just feel broken. They feel off because their gut has been overworked for years and years and years without a reset. So let me dig in a little bit about the Detox 360 and how we use it at Ascend Functional Health. This is exactly why we created the Detox 360. So Detox 360 is a 4-week guided detox program designed to support, not shock the body, so you don't have escalated cortisol levels, allow the gut to relax, and help the body eliminate just that overall built up junk over the years. And it also lines your systems back up in the way they were meant to function. This is not about starvation. This isn't about deprivation. This is just the intentional healing of your gut. And when you go in with that level of healing, what does your body do? There's this old thing about the placebo. If you go in with the intention of a positive mindset, meaning it was pre-planned, you have that intentional healing. So over 4 weeks, we focus on various things, but mainly 4. Removing inflammatory triggers, supporting digestion and elimination. So there is elimination of food sources, and then the rebuilding of gut integrity and setting you up for what? Better energy, clear thinking, and improve overall metabolism. So most people finish the Detox 360 saying things like this: my bloating is gone. 90% of our patients say that. My energy is stable again. My cravings actually finally under control. Like I can actually resist and say no. I didn't realize how bad I felt until I felt what it actually means to feel good. So that's what recovery actually does. When you intentionally focus on why you're doing it, number 1, and then 2, letting your body just rest and calm. And that's focusing on just getting your gut healthy and whole again. So why does your gut deserve respect? Your gut is not just a food tube that you can just throw things down. It is a massive part of your immune system, a regulatory of inflammation, of what's going on in the body. It usually, the cool thing about your gut is actually has nerve endings up through your spinal cord, through your central nervous system that is constantly feeding your brain. So it's a controller of mood and mental health. It is a key player in hormone balances, and it's the foundation of long-term health. So if you wouldn't your car for years without an oil change, why would you expect your gut to function without a reset? Right? An annual or biannual detox isn't trendy. It's the responsible health maintenance that you need to plug in to your daily activities. And what better way to start a new year with a detox? So in closing, I want you to here's the takeaways that I want you to take away from this message. I know it was a short episode, but I want you to get these. You don't need extreme fasting. You don't need this punishment, and you don't need to suffer to heal. What you need is intention. It needs to be pre-planned. You need time. So 4 weeks, commit that time, and just an overall structured plan that allows your gut to recover. And if you're ready to give this reset what it deserves, head on over to alessiafxhealth.com to learn a little bit more about our Detox 360. Book an appointment. We'll give you all the information you need about it. And then today, if you found value in today's episode, please share it. Send it with someone who needs their gut healed or needs a little bit of love send a little love to their gut. So as always, thank you for tuning in to Health Decoded. I'm your host, Matt Tack, and remember, your health is in your hands. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in to Health Decoded, where we break down the truth about all things health and empower you to take charge of your well-being. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. For more resources and personalized support, visit us at alessifunctionalhealth.com and sign up for our newsletter. To hear your questions answered live on the show, send them to ask@alessifxhealth.com. That's ask@alessifxhealth.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and remember, your health is in your hands.